All right, today we are diving into a book that is, and I'm not kidding, a grenade aimed squarely at every single excuse you've ever made for being unhappy. It's called The Courage to be Disliked, and you're about to find out why. Let's get into it.
So, let's just cut right to the chase. Why are you unhappy? I mean, really. Maybe you blame your childhood, your terrible boss, your family drama. Maybe it's just that you can't find a decent avocado anywhere. We've all got our list of reasons. But what if I told you those reasons are all made up?
Okay, here's the bombshell claim right from the start. The philosopher in this book says the world is actually super simple. And happiness? It's available to literally anyone, right this second. Now, if your first reaction is, yeah, right, this guy is delusional, you're in good company. That's exactly what the other character in the book thinks, and that's what gets this whole crazy conversation started.
Look, the ideas in this book, they're all based on something called Adlerian psychology. And they're so different from how we normally think that reading it feels like you've just found a cheat code for life. It's like you're about to install a brand new operating system for your brain.
So here's the absolute core of it all. Adlerian psychology says we don't live in an objective world. We live in a subjective one, shaped entirely by the meaning we give to things. The world itself doesn't change, but your interpretation of it can. And here's the kicker. If you're the one who created your reality, you're also the one with the power to change it.
All right, let's get to the first huge myth this book just completely demolishes. You know, that idea that your past trauma, your baggage, is the reason you are the way you are today? Yeah, get ready to have that idea turned completely upside down.
Okay, so most of psychology, and most of us, think in terms of etiology. That's just a fancy word for cause and effect. Because of A, now I have B. Simple. But this book throws that out the window for teleology, which is all about your purpose. It says you're not pushed by your past, you're pulled by a goal you have right now. You secretly want B to happen, so you dig up reason A from your past to justify it.
So, how does that even work in real life? Well, the book gives this perfect example. There's a guy who's a total shut-in. He says he desperately wants to get a job and meet people, but as soon as he tries to leave the house, he's paralyzed by anxiety. Poor guy, right? He's a victim of his condition. Or is he?
Adlerian psychology says, hold on a second. What if his real goal is actually to not go out? Staying inside means his parents worry about him. He gets all their attention, and he doesn't have to face rejection or failure. So his mind and body create the perfect get-out-of-jail-free card, anxiety. The anxiety isn't the cause of him staying home, it's the tool he uses to achieve his goal.
Still not buying it? Okay, what about this one? A mother is absolutely screaming at her daughter, totally lost in rage. The phone rings, she picks it up, and instantly her voice is calm, sweet, polite. Hello. She finishes the call, hangs up, and bam, she's right back to screaming. So is the anger this uncontrollable emotion that possessed her? No way. It was a tool she picked up to subdue her daughter and then put down when it was no longer useful.
And this is the whole point. You're not a victim. You're not a puppet controlled by your past or your emotions. In every single moment, you are the author, actively choosing a purpose and then creating the feelings you need to get there. The power is completely, 100% in your hands.
Okay, so if we're in charge of our own inner world, what about our relationships? This is where it gets really interesting. The book says most of us are completely addicted to getting approval from other people. We're living for the likes, and it's time for an intervention.
This right here is the magic question. The book gives us this concept that's so simple it's almost silly, but it will change your life. It's called the separation of tasks. To fix any relationship problem, you just have to ask yourself this one thing.
Here's how it works. Step 1, what's the issue? Step 2, ask, who ultimately has to deal with the consequences of this choice? Whoever that is, that's who owns the task. And then here's the hard part. You handle your tasks and only your tasks. And you let other people handle theirs. You don't interfere, and you don't let them interfere with yours. This is the secret to freedom.
So, let's take a classic example. A kid isn't studying. Whose task is that? It's the kid's. They're the one who will get the bad grades and deal with the fallout. Now, when a parent freaks out and forces them to study, that parent is intervening. They're trying to satisfy their own needs. The need to look like a good parent, the need for control. They're meddling in someone else's business.
So what's the bottom line? Worrying about if someone likes you? Guess what? That's their task. What they think of you is their problem, not yours. The second you start trying to live up to everyone's expectations, you've abandoned your own life and you've started living theirs for them.
So you've reclaimed your past. You've reclaimed your relationships. What's left? Well, it's the final myth. This idea that life is one big, stressful competition, a race to the top where you have to beat everyone else.
The book says we need to get off that ladder. We need to stop seeing our relationships as vertical, where people are either above us or below us. Instead, we should see them as horizontal. On a horizontal plane, everyone's different, but everyone's equal. People aren't your rivals. They're your comrades, your fellow travelers. It's the difference between a boss praising you from on high and a teammate just saying, "Hey, thanks for your help."
And when you see people this way, it changes how you see life itself. Instead of a race to some finish line, life becomes energia. It's a Greek idea that means the process is the point. Think about dancing. You don't dance to get to a specific spot on the floor. The goal of dancing is to dance. You're completely in the moment.
Your life isn't some straight line from birth to death. It's a series of dots, a series of moments, a series of nows. And if you are fully living in this moment, dancing right now, then your life is already complete. It doesn't matter if it ends tomorrow or in 50 years. Each moment is its own fulfillment.
Okay, deep breaths. We've gone through a lot. Your past doesn't control you. You don't need anyone's approval. Life is about the journey. It's all been leading up to this one final, kind of terrifying but incredibly liberating idea.
If you actually do all this, if you decide to live by your own rules, to focus only on your own tasks, and to dance through life, well, there's a price. There's an unavoidable cost of admission for that kind of freedom.
And there it is. That's the whole ballgame. The courage to be disliked. Because if you are truly living your own life freely and authentically, some people are not going to like it. And that's not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's proof that you're finally doing something right.
But let's put that fear into perspective for a second. The book shares this great little teaching. Out of any 10 people you meet, 1 is going to hate you no matter what you do. 2 of them are going to love you and become like soulmates. And the other 7, they honestly just don't care that much either way. So the real question is, who are you focusing on? Are you wasting all your energy on that one person who's decided to hate you? Or are you investing it in the 2 who are ready to love you?
And that's where this all lands. This book doesn't give you a 5-step plan to happiness. It does something much more radical. It just hands you back the keys to your own car and asks one simple, terrifying question. Do you have the courage to get in the driver's seat, even if it means some people won't like where you're headed?